Salutations friends, it's Mr. Luxury again, bringing another video I think you'll enjoy. Sports, in my opinion, are magnificent. Athletes train their whole lives to compete at the highest levels in their respective sports, and usually doing so representing their countries, with their flags next to their hearts on their sleeves. In the meantime, masses of people, regardless of race or class, gather together to watch these incredible athletes compete. It's truly a beautiful thing when you look at the whole picture and observe the hard work and dedication that produces the unity and entertainment for the masses. And let's not forget the other wonderful thing that results from peak performances in sports: a massive paycheck. So, in today's video, we'll be honoring sports by going through the richest athletes on the planet. Rather than listing off the highest paid athletes in order, we'll be highlighting the highest paid athletes in each major sport. Beginning with the world's most popular sport, football, or soccer for the North American viewers. If you ask anyone on the street who the highest paid player on the pitch is these days, they'll surely guess one of two players if they have the slightest idea about football. Lionel Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo would both be reasonable guesses, but in this case, Lionel Messi would be the correct answer. The little magician is arguably the greatest player to ever lace up a pair of boots. Many players, coaches, and commentators, and myself, believe Messi to be the greatest football player of all time, while others make the case for Pelé, Maradona, or even Johan Cruyff. Last year, the maestro pulled in $111 million. His Portuguese counterpart, Cristiano Ronaldo, came in close second with $108 million. From winnings and salary with FC Barcelona, Messi made the majority of his money with $84 million. The other $27 million came from endorsements. The Argentinian extended his contract to 2021 with Barca, so we should expect him to remain the king of soccer for at least a couple more years. And by the way, Messi is also the second highest paid athlete in the world. Moving along to basketball. It should be no surprise, LeBron James is the highest paid basketball player in the world. As the sport continues to grow on the global scale, so do the paychecks that LeBron collects. The majority of King James' income is from endorsements, which makes up an incredible $52 million. His NBA salary also contributes $33.5 million to his total of $85.5 million earned in a single year. LeBron's sponsorships include Beats headphones, Coca-Cola, specifically incredibly effective Sprite commercials that always get me craving a beverage, Kia, and of course Nike. Nike produces LeBron's signature shoe line, which by itself has made the athlete millions. LeBron is another athlete in the middle of the always controversial GOAT question. Let me know in the comments who you think the greatest basketball player of all time is. If it were up to me, it'd be between LeBron, MJ, or Swaggy P. And now, the third most popular sport in the world, which may come as a surprise to some: cricket. Yes, as it turns out, when you're the most popular sport in the world's most populated country, you end up a lot higher on the list than some people might imagine. But that isn't necessarily reflective in the contracts of cricket players. The highest paid athletes of the world's third most popular sport is Virat Kohli, who is just the 83rd highest paid athlete. Virat's performance in cricket earned him $24 million last year. But don't let that relatively low salary fool you. Virat's 25 million plus Twitter followers are only eclipsed by all but 3 active athletes in other sports. So the cricket star doesn't lack in the popularity category in the least. Just 4 million of his income is from his cricket salary, while the other 20 million come from endorsements. Virat was the first Indian national to endorse Uber, and his other endorsements include Pepsi, Audi, and Oakley. Moving on from cricket, let's take a look at tennis. Tennis is a global sport with over 1 billion fans, making it the 4th most popular sport in the world. And the beautiful face of the sport, none other than Switzerland national, Roger Federer. If this list were in order by endorsements, Mr. Federer would be at the top. At the end of his career, Federer made a modest, albeit remarkable for his age, $12.2 million from his winnings in tennis matches. In addition to that, the tennis star made $65 million from endorsements. The reason for this massive pot from sponsorships is in part due to the widespread popularity of tennis across the globe and the somewhat luxurious image that tennis emits. Federer's endorsements include the likes of luxury brands such as Rolex, NetJets, and Mercedes-Benz. These upscale companies not only deck the Swiss athlete with watches, private jets, and cars, but they also pay millions to keep his endorsement. Another global sport that has earned a spot on this list is that of boxing. Of course, boxing is home to the world's highest-paid athlete of last year, and the highest-paid celebrity at that. Floyd "Money" Mayweather pulled in an outrageous $285 million from his fight with Conor McGregor alone. Keep in mind, when assessing the salary of an athlete, the time span does not refer to a calendar year, but rather June to June. So, if some of you more observant viewers noticed the fight took place in 2017, that should clear up any confusion. Anyway, the business-savvy Mayweather not only won the mega fight, but he was also the promoter. This combination allowed him to make more than double the second highest-paid athlete in Lionel Messi. And if we're discussing Mayweather, we might as well point out his opponent in that fight, who is himself the fourth highest-paid athlete of that year, the notorious Conor McGregor. McGregor made just under $100 million last year for the several minutes he spent in the ring with Floyd. And since technically McGregor is a mixed martial artist, you can go ahead and throw him at the top of that category. For both Mayweather and McGregor, the vast majority of their earnings are from winnings from that fight. Floyd gained only $10 million in endorsements, while his adversary garnered $14 million. The most popular sport in the United States is NFL football. While the NFL is extremely popular domestically, across the globe the sport is not incredibly well received. In fact, both the NBA and the MLB do better overseas, and the highest-paid athlete from this sport may come as a surprise. Matt Ryan leads the NFL in salary thanks to his record-breaking re-signing with the Atlanta Falcons following the 2016 MVP season. Along with $5 million in endorsements, Matt Ryan pulls in around $62.3 million a year from his contract. And that's money well earned, considering Matt Ryan proved himself to be one of the best players at what many believe to be the hardest position in sports. Matt Ryan sits at the number 9 spot on the list of highest-paid athletes, while another Matthew from the Detroit Lions trails just behind him at number 10. It should come as no surprise that the face of golf is still Tiger Woods. Riddled with back problems and knee injuries, Tiger hasn't managed to win much since his return to golf, but the superstar still pulled in bank from endorsements. In fact, 42 out of the $43.3 million that Tiger made last year came from endorsements. Since 1996, when Tiger turned pro, he has earned over $1.5 billion, and less than 10% of that comes from his winnings. Companies like Nike, TaylorMade, and Monster Energy, plus many others, make up for the other 90%. The golfer's game is improving day by day, and as recently said, he feels as healthy as he has in a very long time. So you can just imagine how high Tiger can and will be on the list if he starts winning again. Before we close out the list with baseball, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Lewis Hamilton. Hamilton won his 4th Formula One title in 2017, and with that he managed to pull in $51 million for himself. The young driver is the best in his sport and got the attention of several companies that he now endorses, including Sony, Monster Energy, Puma, and Tommy Hilfiger. The British racer pulled in $9 million from endorsements last year and earned himself the number 12 spot on the list of highest-paid athletes. And finally, baseball. The sport has seen better years in popularity in the States, but is as popular as ever in Japan. Clayton Kershaw leads his peers in the national pastime, with $34.5 million earned last year. The 3-time Cy Young winner signed a $215 million contract in 2014 that is still going strong. On top of that, the Dodgers pitcher also gains just under $1 million a year from sponsorships and was the 37th highest-paid athlete of last year. So there you have it, the highest-paid athletes in every major sport. You can expect to see some changes coming this June. Mayweather has retired, so there will certainly be a new number one. Will Messi claim the title, or will someone else snatch the crown? In any case, you can be sure I'll be right here to let you know exactly what happens. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip, de doodly do.